All right, guys, we're going to be reacting to Andrew Wilson obliterates this male feminist arguments. Let's jump in here, see what's going on.
The only way that message is really disseminated is often through these big content creators. Most of the people come across the red pill from things like Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, this channel. That's how that packet is distributed, and there are prescriptive messages.
How did they come across it?
I don't know. The internet is the internet. The algorithm.
Do you think they made it up?
Do I think who made it up?
That those red pill creators that you're talking about, do you think that they just made all that stuff up?
No, I don't. I think there's too many similar messages for it to be made up.
Yeah, so there's like sources for this stuff, right?
Wherever they're sourcing it from, I'm not sure, but they're disseminating
one
it.
such source would be a guy, his name is Rollo Tomasi. The godfather of the red pill. He's going to be pissed that I said that because it's like an ongoing meme, but he calls it a praxeology, right? So if it's praxeological from his perspective, he's saying there's no prescriptions here, right? It's not designed around prescriptors. It's designed around descriptors. So if you're going to criticize the red pill, you should probably start by criticizing the descriptors. But if you wanted to criticize individual content creators for their prescriptions, I think that that's fine, but that's not the red pill. The red pill is a data packet of descriptions which are trying to express and explain interpersonal sexual dynamics between men and women.
Correct.
I think the gentleman you mentioned, most people haven't heard of. I think most people
have heard of him.
I think most of the people are getting their information from the millions of subscriptions to Fresh and Fit and whatever. And
Fresh and Fit, he goes on often. They have a very close
Myron
relationship.
Gaines, I'm sure, is much more popular than him.
Yeah, well, the thing is like, maybe, but Myron Gaines is not are you saying he's the red pill?
I think he's one of them.
Myron Gaines is not the red pill. That has nothing to do with that. The guy's just a person that just give red pill information, but it's not the red pill. There's thousands of guys about it. There's thousands of guys just giving this message. They're just attacking Myron because he's the popular one. That's it, guys. That's what it is.
Okay, so what is, let's start with that. What is the red pill?
I consider it content that claims to reveal the truth about women but promotes misogyny and male victimhood.
Wow, really?
Okay, so you think that the descriptors do that?
I think the content creators that are prescribing what the red pill is.
So it's about content creators.
Sure.
You just think that, so there's just content creators who you disagree with their message.
The majority of the red pill content creators, I disagree with their message.
What?
Well, well, what's the majority? Like, how many do you think there are?
The most popular of the bunch. The ones that have the most viewers, subscribers.
Okay, so who are these guys that you're talking about?
Fresh and Fit is a big one. Andrew Tate is another one. And the Whatever Podcast is another one.
Fresh, Fit, Tate, and Whatever. So here's an easy one. I guess let's start with Whatever because I'm pretty familiar with the content here. So what is the message that's being put out there?
There's a lot of misogynistic messages that come out of this podcast, and
let's start with what
lists.
Is misogyny?
Misogyny is the hatred or dislike of women, the active dislike of women.
Okay, so what? So I'm just confused. How red pills are disliking women? I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand this. I don't understand how these people get to this conclusion. All of a sudden they just, oh yeah, because you're going against feminism, all of a sudden that means that you dislike women. No, man, that actually comes from the position that we care for them, because we don't want our society to just crumble, to go to hell. So we care enough to tell the truth. This guy doesn't care. This guy right here, I'm sorry guys, but this guy is, he's done, man. He's just in this simp kind of, well, he's a male feminist, so that says it all. He's in this lens that if you go against what females say, you're a misogyny. So misogyny, I think.
Plural women.
Yeah, correct. The entire gender.
So not the active dislike of a woman.
No, not typically.
So it's just women.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So misogyny is the active hatred or dislike of women.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
And Fresh and Fit is another big culprit of that.
Let's start with Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is the misogyny or the dislike of women, which is promoted on this channel?
It's presented as a dating podcast, but it's really not. The topics that typically come up on this podcast.
With that. What makes it not a dating podcast?
I'm about to go into that.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
A dating podcast should not discuss whether or not women should be submissive, whether
Oh my God. Dating is about dynamics between men and women, and one of these topics has to be submission, and somebody had to submit. Somebody had to submit. This guy thought that by throwing that into the equation, somehow he was gonna get away with it. But hopefully, Andrew can catch that.
women should vote. On Sunday show, you ask women how many pumps after they tell you to stop is it grape. That's not a dating podcast. That's one of the craziest questions I've ever heard.
Oh, it's not even done.
You basically say divorce hurts men, marriage is pointless. I don't know how that's helping your audience. I don't know how military conscription has anything to do with a dating podcast. I don't know how, guests being shown a submissive ex-girlfriend and saying, would you bow to your husband? Would you bow to your husband? That's not a dating podcast. That is promoting hatred of women and misogyny as well. Female guests are pressured to reveal their body count and then mocked. If they don't reveal, they're interrogated until they reveal. Women with OnlyFans are moralized and told to quit. Male promiscuity.
Yo, this dude is gone, bro. Wow. Yo.
Snake, are you okay? Snake?
Nah, he's not okay.
Snake?
He's not okay. He's not okay. This dude is gone. He's basically right now here in the podcast just simping for women. That's what he's doing. Simply simping. So as a man, you should not be questioning none of this stuff, guys. Even though it is related with dating. How it's related with dating? But you need to know whether your woman has a high body count, whether or not he's doing OnlyFans. From the man perspective, you want to know if your female is submissive. Yes, men typically like females that are submissive. If submission is part of the relationship package. I don't know what this dude is talking about.
Excused and celebrated. Women are asked about their peak looks, age, and questioned incessantly. Segments like Man, Bear versus Woods mock women's very real fears about male violence, even though statistical realities are ignored and dismissed as irrational.
Wow.
The super chat roast. The guests love to shit on these women every chance they get. And on this show, feminism and women are blamed for most of men's problems.
Whoa. I don't know how. None of the.
Do you have a copy of that? I'd like to see it. The thing, because you just shotgunned a bunch of points.
Yeah,
and Andrew,
like
you want
yeah, I
to
would
You
like
can have
to,
it.
yeah,
one
yeah.
by one.
I also have peer-reviewed studies if you want those too.
Yeah, if you have a
Bro, hey, let's just give him a hand on the applause. Let's just give him a hand on the applause. Listen, I don't think he really nailed it here, guys. I don't think he nailed it. He just threw a bunch of stuff here that it's gonna be even hard for Andrew to just come back because it's too many things. But a lot of these topics, it is related with dating. It is. It's the current dating marketplace. This is what men are dealing with. These are the type of women they're dealing with. Therefore, it's part of the dating market. It's part of dating.
especially if they have a meta-analysis, I'd like to see them.
And just to be, before you give your response, Andrew, my understanding here for the debate was primarily going to be about feminism, not specific criticisms of the.
Well, I mean, this is
podcast,
Prompts were about manosphere and red pill.
yeah. So this is, I'm actually fine with this, right? So, why it's not really a dating podcast? Whether women should be submissive? Why I don't understand. Why would that not be relational to?
There
dating?
you go. I said it.
What does submission have to do with dating?
Well, because dating is especially on a dating show, you would be significantly talking about people's preferences when it came to the social experiences they're having with the opposite sex.
You're not talking about your preferences. You're talking about their preferences. Because when you talk about submission, you're talking about from your worldview, women should be submissive.
Okay, but what from their worldview, they could also have maybe a counter to that why they shouldn't, or also a lot of them say yes they should. So the idea here for submission, especially, would be I don't see how that's not dating related.
I don't know how submission comes up on any sort of date. I don't know if you've ever been on a date in the
Well,
last
if you're
20
asking,
years.
so
but
okay, so if I ask you, what type of woman do you want? And you go through the traits and you say, I'd also like a submissive woman. Does that make sense to say as a trait?
Sure, I don't know many people that would just offer that up as one of the first
Bill
things.
says this guy's crazy. He doesn't know anybody that wants that. Oh my God. Men typically are in fact, in fact, attracted to submissive women, guys.
Because they want a woman, but maybe those are the people you hang out
who
with.
said it's the first? If I'm
You just
asking,
said if you ask somebody.
if I'm asking what's your dynamic, and one of the answers is a submissive woman.
Yeah.
That comes up all the time for men in dating.
Okay. In your circles, perhaps.
I mean, no, just in well, how many dating podcast sample sizes do you have here?
I'm on a dating podcast. I made one. I listen to a lot of your shows. I listen to a lot of everything that's out there.
I don't understand any of the dating podcasts that come up when you ask men their preference. They've never once says, I would prefer to have a woman who's more submissive.
The topic of submission only comes up on Red Pill podcasts.
That's crazy.
No, it doesn't only come up on
Where
Red
else does
Pill
it come up?
podcasts. It's been on Dr. Phil. It's been everywhere.
Dr. Phil talks about submission every episode.
of
Every
course.
episode?
I didn't say every episode.
Well, that's what
He's
we're
not
talking
doing
about
a dating. Is he doing a dating podcast
Then
every
don't mention
episode?
Dr. Phil's a dating
Yo, this
show.
guy's confrontational. This guy is emotional, confrontational. This guy
Emotional
is gone.
damage.
He looking for confrontation.
Don't mention Dr. Phil's a
where
dating
else
show.
it's mentioned.
That's not a dating show.
You asked where else it's
Dr. Phil
mentioned.
as a dating show. That is not a dating show.
Yeah, so in any case, any of the dating podcasts that I've seen, it's a very common answer to say that they want to
Name
submissive
another
woman.
dating podcast.
And here's the other thing to dive into this.
Name another dating
here's
podcast.
the other thing
though.
to dive into this.
Well, you got to name another dating podcast.
Okay, Fresh and
besides
Fit
Dr. Phil.
happens there all the time.
Red Pill content. Exactly, as I said.
Okay, so when you're talking about a dating podcast,
Mm-hmm.
what do you mean by that?
Something a little less, I don't know, misogynistic, perhaps.
What does that mean, though?
What is it? Oh, so based on his not preferences, but he's the one to determine what a dating podcast is. Yo, this is crazy. So based on this conversation, this is not going to go anywhere. Even if you mention any type of podcast, he can say that's not a dating podcast because it's misogyny. It will automatically just rolled out the fact that it could be a dating podcast. This guy's here for a confrontation, guys.
I've already explained it to you and defined it.
If any man has a dating podcast, is it Red Pill or
I have a dating
misogynistic?
podcast and it's not misogynistic.
I see. And let me ask you a question. What kind of questions do you ask on your dating podcast?
I asked them what are their priorities in a man. I asked them, do you have advice for men in
And
dating?
how many men have you had on?
Zero. It's called Women on Men.
Oh, exactly, bro. Women don't know what they want. Women don't know what they want. It's their nature, guys. They're gonna tell you what sounds good. I want a very nice guy, that can take care of me, give me flowers. But in reality, that's not what they want. That's not what they want. And we can get into what they want. Result for leader, be a person that is competent. All these things, but they're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you what sounds good. This guy's just coming out from this perspective, like the female perspective. This is going to be hard to watch, guys.
So you're a misandrist?
Absolutely not.
Well, I don't understand. Why don't you want a man's opinion?
Because I want to ask women specifically.
But that
Misandry involves hate, and I don't hate men.
Oh, okay, I got it. So you only have on women.
Correct.
And you don't ask them, when you ask them about preferences.
Yeah.
Right? Do they say that they want things like assertive men?
No.
Oh, this is some bull, man. This is some bullshit, bro. Oh my god. This dude, I don't know, man. This dude is bad, man. It's gonna be bad faith debate.
Do they say that they want less assertive men?
I give them a list of 10 traits and say rank these between your top 3 and your bottom 3.
Okay, so you're giving them the answers.
I'm not giving them the answers. They take a lot of time to think about it.
But you just said you gave them 10 traits.
Yeah, that's not the answers. Those are options.
Okay.
Yeah, that's answers. That are options you can choose from. So multiple choice.
That's not answers.
Yes, it's answers.
Okay, they're answers, Andrew.
Yeah,
That
you
makes
gave them
happy.
10 answers and say, choose from
And
these.
then they sort them. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that's their
so
answers.
you're making them choose from answers that you give them.
Okay,
So you're
okay.
literally feeding them their answers,
Yeah,
and then
feeding them
they
their
choose
answers.
them.
Yep. And they don't come and say, "Man, I wish you would have had this on the
Well,
list."
how
because it
come?
covers
Why
it."
is it then? Well, how long have you been doing it?
Can we get back to misogynistic podcasts?
If it is the case,
Can we get back to misogynistic
and if
podcasts?
it
No,
is
we're
the
not.
case that it is your criticism.
Can we get back to misogynistic
If you're gonna have
podcasts?
criticisms for whatever, I'm gonna have criticisms for your podcast.
You haven't even listened to it, so don't talk about it.
Do I need to?
Pull it up and listen to it.
I can listen to it from you.
Go ahead, pull it up on YouTube.
I can listen to it from you.
Go ahead and pull it up on YouTube. You have not watched my podcast,
Okay,
so
did
don't
you-
say here. We're not
did
going to
you-
critique my
did-
podcast.
Why not?
Because you haven't even watched it.
Let's watch it.
Go ahead, pull it up.
So if we pull up
got
your
45
podcast right
minutes.
now, I can take a
45
look?
minutes.
Okay, come on, let's
45
go.
minutes.
Pull it out. Let's pull it out. Let's see this bullshit, man.
Put on 2
Yeah.
times speed, and then we can critique my podcast.
Yeah.
But until then, tell me about another non-misogynistic red pill podcast.
Well, I don't think any of those are misogynistic podcasts.
Yeah, of course not.
You got to demonstrate that they actually hate these women.
By their actions, by the things,
Oh, come
everything
on.
that's happening right there.
No. You have to tell us why. How? We want to hear how.
So let's go through some more of these.
When
then.
Myron Gaines has a college table that says women deserve less, you don't think that's a little misogynistic?
Is that during his podcast?
He is one of the red pill content creators that we're talking
I had
about.
to be a podcast.
Dude,
I thought I had to be a podcast.
Can you
now
act
it
like an
doesn't have to
adult?
be a podcast.
Can you act like an adult? That is the most childish thing
How
I've
is
ever
it?
seen in my whole
That's-
life.
You're acting like a kid, bro. You're acting like a passive aggressive girl. You're almost like a woman right now, in my opinion. You're acting like a passive aggressive guy. Like, then he does the same thing to you. You cannot handle it. Okay, if you don't want to be a judge, do not wear the wig. If you don't want to be a judge, do not wear the wig. This is your problem. You thought that by coming here in the podcast, you're gonna act like this, and all of a sudden you were not expecting Andrew to just get back to you the same way. Come on, man. This is the problem with a lot of these lefty. They've been doing this for years and no consequences. All of a sudden you're sitting down with Andrew. He just simply just throwing it back at you, and now you're just complaining. No, man. You're here. You started it. Now you have to handle it.
You gave me the criteria.
The criteria is the content creators,
Oh, it's the
including Myron
content.
Gaines. Yes,
Got it.
I've always said
Got
that.
it. So
Nothing's changed in my
as
statement.
we're talking about dating podcasts, or
Correct.
the idea of dating,
Correct.
Is it also possible there's just not that many?
Yeah, there's not a lot of red pill podcasts. The main
No,
ones,
just dating podcasts.
There's a ton of dating podcasts.
Okay, name some.
Mine.
Name some other ones.
There's a guy named Man We're in Trouble. There's Evie Edit. There's
Evie Edits a dating podcast.
Yeah, she talks about dating.
Is
Come
it a
on,
dating podcast though?
Yes.
So they have.
This isn't a dating podcast.
So hang on. So they have.
This isn't a dating
hang on,
podcast.
So on Evie Edit, they have.
Yo, bro, who are you to just determine what is a dating podcast or not? You're not. You're not. Based on what criteria? Based on your criteria, you're not the one that determines that.
Every single time they come on, they have multitudes of people on with them, and all they talk
I didn't
about
necessarily
is.
say they have guests. I'm not talking about the format. I'm saying that's what the content that comes up is men and women, and this is not a dating podcast that we're currently
So
on.
you're just talking about, for you, a dating podcast, just anybody who's talking about dating.
This is not a dating podcast that we're currently on.
Well, prove it.
I just did.
How? Let's go through more.
You want me to read them? So here, why don't we do the first one? Whether women should be submissive. I don't
understand.
Yo,
how,
that's
how-
crazy.
again, how would
That's a
that
reach.
not-
That's a reach. You're really reaching down the abyss, man, for that one. You're really reaching down for the abyss. Like, how is it asking for submission or asking for the trait of submission? Has nothing to do with dating. How is that even possible? How this dude is dumb, man. This dude, I don't know what to tell you guys. He's, and this is the real problem. Problem is not feminism, guys. Feminism can only be practiced or become a real thing if you have men like him. That means if you can go and just go into the field and just go against these type of men, then you can just get rid of feminism.
Yeah, actually, how would that not be a
these guys are
decent
just
question to
protecting
ask
it.
for dating? I don't get
Do
it.
you ask that on your first dates?
What,
Possibly.
if a woman would be submissive?
Yeah.
Possibly. Oh yeah. Why not? Why submission is not a topic on the first date? Why not? That's what I did. That's what I did right out the gate. I like a submissive woman. I like this and this. My approach to dating was I put my biggest confrontation cards to not confrontation, but can create conflict right away. If the person say yes to that, okay, now we can work on that. That's submission. And telling that I don't like combative females. I don't want a combative woman. I don't want a combative wife. I want communication, but not combative. That means submissive. Like a feminine submissive. Why not? Why things like this cannot be brought into the first date? This guy's full of it, man.
No.
Exactly, because it's not a dating question.
Why would that? Wait, hang on. Let's back up. Let's assume for a second that anything that I would ask a woman on the first date isn't something you would ask a woman on the first date. What does that prove?
I'm saying the things you guys do. Do you think you're
Yeah,
going to
no,
look
can you
better in 10
answer-
years? Do you think you're
answer
going to
my
look better in
question?
10 years? Is that something you asked on a
Answer
date?
my question.
What's your body count?
Can
Do you
you
ask that
answer-
on the first
can you-
date?
can you answer my
Do you
question?
ask what's a body count on the first date?
Before you start shotgunning.
Yeah, you have different questions.
Before you start
have different
shotgunning questions.
You have different questions.
I'll never answer one of yours if you never answer one of mine.
Go ahead, Andrew.
So here we go again. What does it actually prove? What does it prove that if I asked a whole sequence of different questions from you on my first date, what does that prove?
Yeah, you're not asking these questions on your first
Can you
date.
answer my question?
I just did.
What does it
No.
prove?
It proves that you're not asking these questions
So
on
it
your
doesn't
first
prove
date.
anything?
It does prove it.
What does it prove?
That you're not asking these kinds of questions
what
on
is
your
it-
first date.
So what is that proving outside of that?
It proves that these are more
Does
misogynistic
it also
questions.
hang on? Does it also prove that I don't ask any other questions other people would ask that you're not asking here?
I have no idea if it proves
Like
it or
it's
not.
just so stupid, dude. It proves
Yeah,
nothing.
okay.
What does it prove?
What do those questions prove?
Oh my god, dude. This dude is gone, bro. This is the type of simp that tries to cut a woman's bad behavior to get some kitty cat but fails. Also the type of simp who would betray a friend to try to get his girl. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is crazy, man. I was literally thinking the same thing. The dude literally went on my podcast. I asked women about their preferences in men, but on yours, you asked men about their preferences in women. How dare you criticize women or holding accountable for things? It's gonna hurt him bad when he does everything right based on his perspective. I guess it's Chitaki on his on anyway, yeah. This looks to me like Andrew trying to teach a gay man about human nature. Oh my goodness. What a beta tool. The fact Andrew can talk to guys like this for more than 2 minutes without throwing up is actually impressive. This is what Andrew gets paid the big bucks, guys. That's what it is. Andrew Wilson has the capability to not only disseminate some of these arguments, but go deep into people's worldview and dismantle them, which is a higher skill. Yeah, for me, it's gonna take years of this stuff. And of course, I've struggled a lot with when it comes down to the English language sometimes. And I notice those things. I need to just even really work on myself. I'm currently working on myself, by the way. But keep working to just get to the point where, you know, my thoughts and my mouth are connected, are in the same, they're sync, they're congruent. And that's something that's going to take some time. But we're heading there, guys. We're heading there. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next one.